New immigration minister must address low Atlantic Canada retention rates. Canada's immigration policies face renewed scrutiny as Atlantic Canada struggles with retaining newcomers. Manitoba extends fresh invitations to skilled workers, and questions emerge about the legalities of moving provinces after obtaining permanent residency through a provincial nominee program. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. An economist in New Brunswick says Canada's new immigration minister needs to consider how to keep immigrants in Atlantic Canada, a region that has historically struggled to convince newcomers they should stay for more than a year or two. Lena Mettledge-Diab, a member of parliament from Nova Scotia, was recently appointed as Canada's Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship. Herb Emery, who holds the Vaughan Chair in Regional Economics at the University of New Brunswick, said Diab's Atlantic roots mean she is likely to have a better understanding of the challenges the region faces, especially its difficulty retaining immigrants. Atlantic Canada has lower retention rates for immigrants than the rest of the country, with a Statistics Canada report in December 2024 noting, immigrants who left their intended Atlantic provinces were increasingly likely to settle in Ontario. PEI specifically has the lowest retention rate in Canada, though the situation is slightly improving, according to the province's population framework released last year. The 3-year retention rate for immigrants to PEI rose from 33.3% in 2017 to 43% in 2021. Better pay key to retaining newcomers. Emery said the solution to improving these numbers is straightforward: create better economic opportunities. You need to provide opportunities to earn a good living. When you look at the wages and median incomes of newcomers, they're quite low in the region, Emery told CBC's Island Morning. What we've tried to prioritize is filling the lower wage jobs that Canadians don't want to fill, and if you want to be a professional after a couple of years, the opportunities to integrate are better in other provinces, where they have better resources for settlement, they have more opportunities for working in your profession. He said the region has relied on immigration to address immediate labor shortages, particularly due to its aging population and high youth outmigration to other provinces like Alberta and Ontario, but it hasn't focused enough on building a long-term sustainable workforce. A lot of that reflects the industries we have in the region, which is seasonal, and in a lot of cases, they don't have high margins and they are labor-intensive. Support for existing immigrants. Emery added that during the pandemic, there was a complete lack of control over the number of immigrants coming into the country. We weren't doing a good job of integrating the newcomers into our labor market and our wider society, he said. That's why he thinks more effort should be placed on supporting immigrants who are already in the region by helping them get their credentials recognized, so they can work in their professions. He also mentioned the idea of tax policies designed to encourage long-term settlement. Do you give them a bonus tax break if they remain in that region for longer? Now, if you put them in low-skilled jobs, there's no advantages to tax breaks. If you create the conditions that somebody can work as a physician, and they start earning a high income, you may give them an advantage to staying if you give them some kind of credit if they remain in the region for 5, 6, 7 years, Emery said. The Atlantic provinces should also focus on keeping international students in the region after they graduate, he said. Interprovincial trade barriers. As Canada explores ways to strengthen its economy in the face of U.S. tariff threats, there's been growing discussion around removing interprovincial trade barriers. But Emery cautioned that when it comes to immigration and economic growth, eliminating these barriers could be a dangerous gamble for a small region. He said the barriers exist in part to give smaller provinces like those in Atlantic Canada an incentive for businesses to locate there, countering the economic gravity that naturally pulls enterprise toward larger provinces. Quote here. When you have thicker labor markets, like in Ontario, it's much easier for an employer that's manufacturing to set up there than in our region, where it may be a tough thing to bring in more labor to fill those jobs that are hard to do, he said. So as we start to drop those trade barriers, there's 2 ways this can go. One is we're really competitive, and we get more jobs and more GDP. The other is, it hollows us out, and we wind up with a healthcare system and an education system and not much else. Skilled workers invited to apply for provincial immigration in latest Manitoba draw. Last week, the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program held a draw targeting candidates outside Canada who have a strong connection to the province. On May 15, a total of 62 candidates received letters of advice to apply for provincial nomination through the province's Skilled Workers Overseas stream. Of these 62 candidates, 8 declared a valid express entry profile number and job validation code. The score of the lowest-ranked candidate in this draw was 626. Candidates who submitted an expression of interest for this stream were only considered if they were invited directly by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Who qualifies for Manitoba's skilled worker overseas stream? This permanent residency pathway is available to foreign workers outside Canada who are able to demonstrate an established connection to Manitoba through one of the following: the support of family or friends, previous in-province education or work experience, or having received an invitation to apply from the MPNP as part of a strategic recruitment initiative. Each form of provincial connection has specific requirements that must be met in order to qualify under it. In addition to having an established Manitoba connection, foreign nationals must score at least 60 out of 100 points on the province's assessment grid to be eligible for the skilled workers overseas stream. 5 factors are assessed to calculate the score, including adaptability, age, education, language proficiency, and work experience. Strategic recruitment initiatives in Manitoba. The MPNP leverages strategic recruitment initiatives to assist Manitoba employers in addressing labor gaps by recruiting qualified foreign talent. Designed for employers demonstrating an immediate and ongoing need for skilled workers unable to be met through the local labor market, employers must meet certain eligibility criteria for the positions they are hiring for, and complete Manitoba's required ABC recruitment process. Following approval, employers can provide the details of international candidates who meet the required program criteria regarding age, education, work experience, and language proficiency. Candidates are required to have a full-time permanent or long-term job offer and an intent to reside in the province in order to be referred to these initiatives. Priority under these initiatives is given to individuals intending to reside outside the Winnipeg metropolitan region. Candidates cannot self-select as eligible for this Manitoba connection, but rather are identified as eligible by the MPNP. Canada PNP 2025. Here is how to legally move out of province after PR. The provincial nominee program remains a cornerstone of Canada's immigration system, allowing provinces and territories to nominate candidates who meet local economic and labor market needs. However, moving to another province after obtaining permanent resident status through a PNP involves navigating legal obligations and potential risks, especially with updated 2025 processes and reduced nomination quotas. What is new for Canada PNP in 2025? The PNP enables Canadian provinces and territories, except Quebec and Nunavut, to nominate immigrants who align with their economic and demographic priorities. In 2025, the PNP operates under a reduced federal allocation of 55,000 nominations, down from 110,000 in 2024, due to immigration cuts announced in the 2025 to 2027 Immigration Levels Plan. This reduction increases competition for nominations, emphasizing the need for strategic applications. PNP streams include express entry aligned, enhanced, and base, non-express entry, pathways, targeting skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and international graduates. Nominees must demonstrate an intent to settle in the nominating province, signing a letter of intent or, in some cases, e.g., New Brunswick, a formal commitment to reside there. Key change for 2025. Provinces are prioritizing in-demand sectors like healthcare, construction, and technology due to limited nomination slots. For example, British Columbia's PNP allocation dropped to 4,000 nominations, focusing on health professionals and high-impact entrepreneurs. Updated PNP application process for 2025. According to Canada.ca, the 2025 PNP process varies by stream, express entry or base, but follows these general steps. Step 1. Check eligibility. Ensure you qualify for the PNP of your chosen province/territory and one of the 3 express entry programs, Federal Skilled Worker, Canadian Experience Class, or Federal Skilled Trades, if applying through an enhanced express entry stream. Meet province-specific criteria, such as work experience, education, language proficiency, e.g., CLB4 for Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and intent to reside. Step 2. Apply for a provincial nomination. Express entry stream. Create an express entry profile on IRCC's website, indicating interest in specific provinces/territories. If a province sends a notification of interest, contact them to apply for nomination. Submit required documents, including proof of intent to reside, work experience, and language test results, e.g., IELTS. Base stream. Apply directly to the province through their online portal or paper-based process. For example, Yukon's nominee program now uses an intake-based approach, accepting applications starting January 29, 2025, with caps per intake. Step 3. Receive and accept nomination. If approved, accept the nomination within 30 days, express entry, to gain 600 CRS points, virtually guaranteeing an invitation to apply for PR. For base streams, proceed to the federal PR application after nomination. Step 4. Apply for permanent residence. Express entry, submit a PR application within 60 days of receiving an ITA, including medical exams and police checks. Processing typically takes 6 months. Base stream, submit a paper-based or portal-based federal PR application, which may take longer, up to 12 to 18 months. Step 5. Land in Canada. Complete your PR landing in the nominating province, fulfilling any registration requirements, e.g., New Brunswick's in-person registration within 30 days. If you are already in Canada, then you can do the process of virtual landing via online portal. 2025 note. Due to reduced quotas, provinces like Saskatchewan and New Brunswick have paused draws or adjusted streams to prioritize in-Canada applicants, e.g., 75% of nominees must already be in Canada in some provinces. Check provincial websites for the latest draw schedules and requirements. Can you move out of your nominating province in 2025? Yes, PR holders have mobility rights under Section 6 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, allowing them to live and work anywhere in Canada. However, PNP nominees must demonstrate genuine intent to settle in the nominating province to avoid misrepresentation risks, especially with heightened scrutiny in 2025 due to quota cuts. Why is moving complicated for PNP nominees? Nomination obligation. Provinces nominate candidates expecting economic contributions, such as filling labor shortages in healthcare or trades. Moving too soon may suggest you misrepresented your intent to reside. Misrepresentation risks. If IRCC or the province believes you falsely declared your intent, they may investigate, potentially leading to revocation of PR status. Deportation. A 5-year re-entry ban. Provincial monitoring. Provinces like Ontario and British Columbia track nominees through employment and residency records, with stricter oversight in 2025 due to limited nominations. When can a province act against you? Before PR approval, provinces can revoke nominations if you move, work, or study elsewhere during PR processing. For example, New Brunswick may withdraw nominations if you fail to register in person within 30 days of arrival. After PR approval, provinces can report suspected misrepresentation to IRCC if you leave shortly after obtaining PR, triggering an investigation. How long must you stay in the nominating province in 2025? No federal or provincial law specifies a minimum residency period post-PR, but staying for a reasonable duration demonstrates intent to settle, reducing misrepresentation risks. The 2025 context, with half PNP quotas, emphasizes proving genuine intent due to increased competition and provincial scrutiny. Recommended residency durations. Short stays, 1 to 2 months waiting only for your PR card, typically 1 to 2 months, before moving is risky, as it may not prove intent. PR card issuance is unrelated to PNP obligations. Moderate stays, 6 to 12 months residing for 6 to 12 months while engaging in employment, housing, or community activities strengthens your case. This is often sufficient if supported by evidence that you are struggling to achieve them. Longer stays, 1 to 2 years staying for 1 to 2 years, ideally meeting the 730-day PR residency obligation, minimizes scrutiny. This duration is widely accepted as evidence of intent. Factors influencing duration. Provincial rules. New Brunswick's in-person registration and British Columbia's focus on health sector nominees require active compliance. Evidence of intent. Documented efforts, e.g., job searches, leases, can justify shorter stays if moving is necessary. Reason for moving. Valid reasons, like job offers or family reunification, reduce risks if well documented. Risks of moving too soon after PR. Moving immediately after obtaining PR raises red flags, especially with provinces prioritizing in-Canada nominees and monitoring compliance closely in 2025. Misrepresentation risks. Triggers for investigation. Leaving within weeks of PR approval. Failing to establish ties, e.g., no lease, job, or provincial health card. Working/studying in another province post-PR. Consequences. Loss of PR status. Deportation. 5-year re-entry ban. Justifiable reasons to move in 2025. Legitimate reasons for relocating can protect against misrepresentation claims, provided you've made reasonable efforts to settle. Common justifications include employment challenges, inability to find a job in your NOC code after a 3 to 6 month search. Example, Ontario's OINP prioritizes healthcare workers, but nominees struggling to secure relevant jobs can justify moving. better job opportunities. A higher paying or more suitable job in another province, supported by a job offer letter. Family reunification. Moving to join a spouse or family, documented with marriage certificates or relationship proof. Health or education needs. Relocating for medical treatment or educational opportunities unavailable in the province, supported by records. Notifying the province. Contact the provincial immigration office in writing before moving, explaining your reasons and providing evidence of efforts to settle. Proving your intent to settle in 2025. To safeguard your PR status, collect evidence demonstrating your efforts to settle in the nominating province. This is critical with 2025's competitive PNP landscape. Essential evidence. Residency proof. Lease/mortgage agreements. Utility bills, electricity, internet. Mail addressed to you. Employment efforts. Job applications and rejection letters. Proof of using provincial job resources, e.g., Health Match BC for healthcare workers. Pay stubs or contracts if employed. Provincial ties. Provincial health card or driver's license. Tax filings in the province. Community involvement, e.g., volunteering. Communication records. Emails/letters notifying the province of your move. Responses from immigration officials. Retention period. Keep records for at least 5 years post-move, as IRCC can investigate misrepresentation within this time frame. Store digital and physical copies. Province-specific PNP updates in 2025 to know before making the move. Each province has unique rules and monitoring mechanisms, adjusted for 2025's reduced quotas. Key examples include British Columbia, BC PNP. Allocation, 4,000 nominations, down from 8,000. Focus, healthcare, construction, and high-impact entrepreneurs. The Health Authority stream is restricted to specific health roles. International Graduate stream closed November 26, 2024, new student streams paused until allocation increases. Ontario, OINP updated streams, employer job offer, foreign worker now includes self-employed physicians without job offers. Enhanced fraud protections, immediate bans for non-compliant immigration representatives. Alberta, AAIP targets health and law enforcement roles, with only 35 invitations in a recent draw. Criticizes federal cuts as limiting labor market solutions. New Brunswick, MPNP requires in-person registration within 30 days. Adjusted programs due to 50% quota cuts, prioritizing in-Canada nominees. Tip: check provincial websites, e.g., Welcome BC, Ontario.ca, for stream-specific guidelines and draw updates. Step-by-step guide to moving provinces in 2025. Follow these steps to relocate legally while minimizing risks. Review 2025 PNP obligations. Confirm registration or reporting requirements, e.g., New Brunswick's 30-day rule. Check your province's 2025 nomination priorities. Establish provincial ties, secure housing, apply for a health card, and seek employment for 6 to 12 months. Document efforts. Collect residency, employment, and communication records. Identify a valid reason. Ensure reasons, e.g., job offer, family, are justifiable with documentation. Notify the province. Contact the immigration office in writing, retaining proof of communication. Relocate and update records. 1. Update your address with IRCC and institutions, e.g., banks, health services. 2. Retain evidence of your time in the nominating province. Prepare for inquiries. Respond to IRCC/provincial inquiries with evidence of intent. Navigate PNP mobility with confidence in 2025. Relocating from your nominating province after obtaining PR through the Canada PNP in 2025 is feasible but requires strategic planning amid reduced nomination quotas and stricter oversight. By staying for 6 to 12 months, documenting your efforts, and notifying the province, you can exercise mobility rights while protecting your PR status. This video, aligned with Canada.ca's 2025 updates, offers actionable steps for compliance. For tailored advice, consult a regulated Canadian immigration consultant or contact your province's immigration office. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.